South Africa finds itself gripped by a wave of shock, fear, and intense public curiosity after circulating reports revealed an alleged attack on one of the nation's most respected and influential law enforcement figures, General Quanazi, a man widely recognized for his relentless pursuit of justice and his willingness to confront corruption head-on. Before diving into the heart of this explosive investigation, many voices across the country have urged viewers to stay informed, to subscribe to reliable platforms, and to follow developments closely as the situation continues to evolve. The reason is simple: what has happened is not merely another crime story. It is a moment that has rattled the consciousness of the country, shaken communities, unsettled political circles, and raised troubling questions about what is happening behind the scenes in South Africa's ongoing war against corruption, organized crime, and political interference. Early accounts suggest that General Quanazi was ambushed in what appears to be a well-planned and ruthless attack executed with chilling precision. Reports circulating in media discussions and political commentary paint a picture not of a random or opportunistic incident, but of a calculated and strategic strike designed to send a message. The assailants, according to initial speculation, moved swiftly, professionally, and with apparent insider knowledge. They struck without hesitation, vanished before law enforcement could react, and left behind a nation stunned and desperate for answers. The most urgent questions echoing across households, radio stations, news platforms, and social media are the same: who shot General Quanazi? Why was he targeted? And what does this bold and dangerous assault reveal about the state of power struggles within South Africa's crime and justice landscape? General Quanazi has earned a reputation over the years as a fearless and outspoken law enforcement leader, a man who does not hesitate to confront powerful individuals or entrenched criminal networks, no matter the risk. His history is filled with involvement in some of the country's most sensitive and politically volatile cases: major corruption investigations, cartel-related operations, internal misconduct probes, high-level policing restructures, and inquiries linked to political interference. This uncompromising record has earned him widespread admiration from citizens who see him as a symbol of integrity and courage. Yet at the same time, it has created enemies, many of them powerful, influential, and well-resourced. Analysts have repeatedly warned in recent months that the growing tension surrounding some of the investigations linked to General Quanazi could eventually provoke retaliation. With corruption cases heating up, internal conflicts intensifying, and certain individuals feeling threatened by potential revelations, the atmosphere surrounding his work has become increasingly volatile. The tragic attack, therefore, seems to validate fears long expressed by insiders who believed it was only a matter of time before someone attempted to silence him. What makes this incident especially alarming is not only the targeting of a high-ranking police official, but the symbolism of the act itself. It is a direct challenge to the state, a warning to reformers, and a chilling statement to anyone willing to stand up against corruption, criminality, and hidden political agendas. Attacking a figure of General Quanazi's stature is not the work of petty criminals. It suggests an operation carried out by individuals or groups with significant resources, strategic capabilities, and access to critical information. Experts analyzing the situation point to the hallmarks of a coordinated hit: careful planning, precise execution, and an unmistakable intention to destabilize ongoing investigative efforts or to remove a perceived obstacle. These elements align with groups who fear exposure, who seek to shift pressure away from themselves, or who wish to regain control over dangerous narratives. As news of the attack spread, the reaction from the public was immediate and emotional. Social media erupted with outrage, disbelief, sadness, and calls for accountability. Journalists expressed shock. Activists questioned the growing threats to justice. Ordinary South Africans lamented what they see as yet another sign that crime and corruption are tightening their grip on the nation. Many described the attack as an assault on the state itself, a deliberate attempt to silence someone seen as a barrier to criminal and political wrongdoing. Others voice fear that South Africa may be entering a dark new era where truth-tellers, whistleblowers, and those who confront power are treated like targets on a battlefield. In a country already struggling under the weight of crime, economic instability, and political tension, the attack on General Quanazi feels like a tipping point. The pressure on law enforcement is now immense. Authorities are working urgently to uncover the individuals responsible, tracing communication patterns, examining past cases for connections, and interviewing possible sources who may provide insight into recent threats or unexplained developments. Yet despite the intense public demand for transparency, officials have maintained a cautious silence, releasing only limited information and stressing the complexity of the investigation. Insiders suggest that multiple layers of competing interests, secrecy, and political sensitivity make the case exceptionally difficult to navigate. Those close to the situation admit that it is too early to predict which direction the investigation will take or whether its findings will be made public. Theories vary widely. Some believe the attack was an act of criminal retaliation linked to recent busts or raids, others suspect political silencing intended to suppress sensitive information. Some analysts even float the possibility of internal sabotage or deeply embedded corruption working from within. Whatever the truth may be, the outcome will have far-reaching consequences, and until the masterminds are exposed, the country remains suspended in uncertainty. What is undeniably clear is that South Africa stands at a crossroads. The assault on General Quanazi is not an isolated act, it reflects a deeper, more troubling struggle for control, justice, and ethical governance. It highlights the risks faced by law enforcement leaders who stand against powerful networks. It raises urgent questions about the state's capacity to protect those on the front lines of justice. It forces society to confront the chilling reality of how far criminal and political actors may go to protect their interests. As investigators continue their work, citizens are left to grapple with the implications. Can South Africa protect those who fight corruption? Will the justice system withstand the pressure from shadowy forces working to undermine it? And most importantly, will the truth behind this attack be uncovered, or will it fade into the long list of unresolved tragedies that haunt the nation? This story continues to develop with each passing hour, and as more information emerges, it will require careful, courageous, and honest analysis. Those seeking to stay ahead of these unfolding events understand the urgency of staying informed, watching closely, and keeping pressure on those responsible for delivering answers. In the meantime, South Africans everywhere are encouraged to reflect, to question, and to engage with the realities surrounding this shocking incident. The conversation now turns to the public. Who do you believe was behind the attack, and what message do you think they were trying to send?